Got a broken latch on my dishwasher, so we're going to replace it today. Looks pretty easy. All I need is a number 20 Torx bit screwdriver, and we do need to make sure that we have the power disconnected from our dishwasher. We want to be safe. Let's get started. And we need to remove the inner panel. There's 11 screws around the perimeter of this panel. So the first thing we do is take all of those out. There, we've removed all the screws. Now we gently lift up on the inner panel. There's our latch mechanism. Here's where we will need a screwdriver to pry the electrical connections off of the switch. Okay, this is what the back side of the latch assembly looks like. To start our repair, we need to put the latch assembly in the locked position. Now there are two basic styles of this latch mechanism. They look almost identical. One of them has a couple of little metal safety clips inside of here. The other one does not. This one's a fairly simple one to put in the latched position. We merely press in on this cam with a screwdriver and it will latch. For the version with the metal safety clips, we need to pry those up and hold them in place. Just take a flat blade screwdriver, tilt it in there, hold it up with your thumb, hold the other one up with your finger, and then we'll press in on this cam assembly. There. It's in a latched position now. The next step would be to remove the handle. Again, take our flat blade screwdriver, and we want to pry outward on one end while lifting up on it at the same time. This is where the patience portion of the repair comes into play. All right, we've got one side lifted up. Try to push it closer to the opposite side, and we'll pry up on this one. And it should be free. Both of those two pivot points are now free. We have two more in here. We just need to slide forward. And we lift it free. These two original pivot points are tapered. These two are not. This makes it a little easier when you go to put your handle back on. Now we would transfer that handle onto our new latch assembly, and we're ready to go. Okay, we've got our new latch assembly in our hand, and we've managed to resurrect the handle. We're going to slide these two inner pivot points into the mechanism and pull it upwards until they lock into place. You can see that they'll sit firmly in their appropriate slots. Now we'll rotate the latch down, snapping in one side at a time. Keeping in mind we did have a tapered point on each of these pivots. Should make it a little easier. That's one side in. That's both of them in. Now, we're still in the latched position. Before we reinstall it in the dishwasher, we'll unlatch it. Okay, we've got our latch assembly reassembled. We're ready to put it back into the dishwasher. We'll lift that inner panel back up, locate our two wire harnesses, and reconnect those. Doesn't really matter which side they go back on, as long as they're not binding up on anything inside the dishwasher. Take a check, everything looks good there. Set our latch back down into place, the handle out through the slot. We've lined it up so the two mounting holes line up. We put our cover back on it. Now we're ready to put the 11 screws back into it, and we're good to go. Okay, let's get all these screws back in place, and then we can test our job. Perfect. It works.